Sam Birtwistle from Teignmouth has suffered severe epileptic seizures since birth. He also has facial palsy and throughout his early childhood struggled to cope with both conditions.
If I was in class, I would have to leave and I would have to go home. My mum had to be rung up and so forth. And it did, and also when I was on a particular medication, I had to come back home and just go to sleep at 4 o'clock all the way, have dinner and then go back to sleep, which was during my GCSE exams, which was quite hard. I felt quite lonely at times when I was about 15, 16.
Sam is one of around 500,000 people in Britain who have epilepsy. So what causes it?
This bit of brain here is called the cerebellum. In Sam's case is what's called a congenital abnormality, where he's lost the cerebellum on the right-hand side, and that's where his epilepsy, I think, is coming from.
One talks about it being a scar in the brain that is the source of spontaneous electrical activity developing, which then spontaneously spreads around the brain, and then eventually you effectively get an electrical storm which affects the whole of brain function.
Most epileptics can control their condition with medication, but the drugs alone just didn't work for Sam. And so 3 years ago he underwent an operation at Frenchay Hospital in Bristol, which transformed his life. A small battery-operated device was inserted into his chest. Connected to what's called the vagus nerve, it sends electrical currents to his brain and controls the number and severity of his seizures.
The basis behind this treatment, vagus nerve stimulation, is that it's thought that it somehow, what the technical term is, desynchronizes that spread of abnormal electrical activity and stops it generating into a major seizure.
To be honest, the only feeling or sensation I get from it is when it turns on, which is about every minute or so, and I can feel the throbbing in my throat.
Sam can also activate the device when he feels a seizure coming on, using a magnet permanently strapped to his wrist.
You can swipe it across the chest, and it doubles the frequency, which means like the electricity that's connected to the vagal nerve and goes into the brain, which can stop the abnormal activity to a certain extent, or maybe just get rid of it completely.
That's amazing that you can have that level of control over your epilepsy.
It is a very ingenious thing.
Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in again.
Sam still has regular checkups, and there is much to do with his mental as physical health.
He's had it for quite a few years.
People with epilepsy would need to be seen in a different eye, because they're not only having epilepsy, which is a medical condition, but also the impact of having the epilepsy on their quality of life.
Do you know what to do?
They can have neuropsychiatric complications with epilepsy in the form of depression or psychosis and so on and so forth, and there will be a need for me there.
You're doing that.
The nerve stimulator has given Sam Birtwistle a whole new lease of life. He's graduated and has won an internship to Beijing later this summer. Before he had the device fitted, it's a trip he couldn't have contemplated making.
It was a pleasure as always. Thank you. I am in control now, and I'm able to choose if I want to go travelling or if I would want to go back to university or live by myself and not have anyone around. I think it's in that regard it's done wonders, and I feel it has been very effective. And I'm able to, a day-to-day life, be able to do a lot more things, like go out and have fun with my friends and, have late nights and not worry so much about putting stress on my body or my brain.